sounds like there are lots of choices about design firms and scale and size and niche and area of specialization. Um, when someone who's new to working with a designer or a design firm is thinking about it for the first time, one of the big questions that comes up a lot in my experience is, well, what does that firm do and what does it not, right? If I need a solution for like an advertising campaign or something, like what do I look to the designer to do? And then what do I need other help executing? Can you talk a little bit about what design firms do and then just as importantly, like what they don't?
Sure, absolutely. The short answer is it depends. The longer answer is that as designers, we are involved in so many different areas of technology nowadays that there's a lot of different niches that designers can be involved with. I think the first and most important thing is defining the parameters of a particular project and working with a design firm to discuss that and go through it is really important, because I think that's when the conversation happens where someone can say, hey, I hear that you have a variety of different types of content for a website. As long as that's something that the client is going to provide, great, but that's not something that we do, or that might not be something that a design firm does. So I think sort of outlining the requirements of a project and then sort of divvying out and deciding who's going to be involved in what parts of the project, I think is really important. Things that I personally do and don't do are vast. I am not a content creator. I write my own blog posts, things like that. But as a client, the client knows the business the best. So figuring out those type of constraints and figuring out who's going to be doing what in a particular project, I think is really important. We do web design and we do development as well. That's not something that's very common, with small design firms. But going even further than that, if there are certain types of things that need to be done inside of a web project that we can't do, whether it's a sophisticated data integration with another service, things like that, then that's usually where a designer can rely on their resources and help bring people in, or be very clear and tell the client, hey, that's not really something we can do. So I think in the first conversations, it's sort of talking a little bit about what sort of the desired, what the project is, what the potential outcomes will be, and sort of talking about who's going to be doing what. The definition and defining the responsibilities, I think, is really key as soon as possible, because that will help set up the scope in the right way, and then really make a clear understanding as to sort of who's going to be doing what.
Yep, that makes sense. So it sounds like, again, there's a lot of variability, right? There may be firms like, so for example, if I were at a nonprofit and we wanted to do some social media advertising, right? So there may be design firms that will do the sort of visual elements development, right? So they'll make the graphics that I would share in my ad, but not anything else, right? Those firms may specialize in just that, and they might need either, maybe they have a partner who could help me place the ads on Instagram or whatever, or maybe that's something my nonprofit would have to figure out. But there might be other firms where they'll develop the creative and they'll place the ad for me, and that's a one partner solution to the need. Am I right there?
Exactly. Yes, there are some firms that will basically, again, soup to nuts when it comes to like social media, design, advertising, implementation, and follow up. There are others that will just do the creative and provide that creative directly to the client for them to sort of, disseminate as they see fit. But you're right, it just depends. So making sure that, the desired results and outcomes are in line with what that design firm can do is crucial.